Top stories: President receives second dose of COVID-19 vaccination, says the country not doing bad in the fight against COVID. Ogun State government promises to encourage young children in agriculture. Plus, United Nations to collaborate with Nigeria for improved electricity supply. Hello and thanks for joining us on Channel 12 News. My name is Idaresit Adedoku. President Buhari on Saturday received the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, which signals the commencement of the second phase of vaccination program in Nigeria. President Buhari, after receiving the second jab, says the country is not doing badly in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The table is set for a second round of vaccination, which will make Nigerians immune to the COVID-19 pandemic. And again, President Muhammadu Buhari steps forward to take another jab of the vaccine to assure Nigerians of the safety and the commitment of the federal government to protecting the people.
To be informed, we are not doing badly in Nigeria relative to even more developed countries. Look at the casualties in India, Brazil, United States, and so on. So I congratulate you, the medical teams across the society. I think you have been able to handle the situation, and I hope we will be economically disposed to give most of Nigerians the vaccination when it is available.
It's 3 months now since President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yomi Osinbajo collected the first jab of the 4 million COVID-19 vaccines brought into the country. To date, close to 2 million Nigerians have been vaccinated, and the Health Ministry says it is yet to record complaints or casualty after receiving the vaccine.
Nigerians and all of the the institutions that have been set up to ensure that only safe and effective vaccines are provided to Nigerians will make sure that nothing short of that will be done. Mr. President, the Vice President, and notable Nigerians have already taken the vaccines. This is what gives us confidence that these vaccines are safe and effective. We're also going to, as the Presidential Steering Committee, take our second dose in the full glare of the public, again, to engender confidence that these vaccines are safe.
But in other climes, the outbreak of COVID-19 new variants have left thousands dead. And Minister of Health, Osage Hanire, says every loose end is being tightened to protect Nigerians.
We are watching very closely. We are doing genetic sequencing to recognize the variants that are coming to our country, reading also about the variants in other countries, and preparing ourselves. That is the reason we are anxious to continue with vaccination, and also to make it clear that the vaccination alone is not the answer. We need to continue with the non-pharmaceutical interventions and the public health rules that have been laid down by the President in the health regulations that were signed recently. So we need to continue wearing our masks. We need to continue social distancing. Above all, we need to avoid all those mass gatherings that are the cause of the huge explosions that occurred in other countries.
Access to the vaccine is a challenge, especially for African countries. Minister of Health Osage Hanire says efforts have been taken towards ensuring that Nigeria have access to more vaccines and to ensure that every Nigerian is vaccinated against the pandemic, with another batch being expected latest by August this year. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abeokuta, has donated a computer library to Stella Obasanjo Children's Home as part of gesture to celebrate his 61st birthday and 2 years in office. Lukman Adefeso's report is hereby presented.
Prince Dapo Abeokuta assumed office as the governor of Ogun State on a day which coincided with his birthday 2 years ago.
Give me an A. A. P. P. Give me another P. P. And the wine.
Celebrating the day, Governor Abeokuta decided to identify with the less privileged and put smiles on the faces of the children at the Stella Obasanjo Children's Home.
Children are the futures of tomorrow, and by the grace of God, they will indeed be great. These children will, by so doing, be joining hands with us in the building the future of this great state together.
Commissioning the computer library, the governor enjoined the children to keep hope alive, promising that his administration will support them to reach their goals in life.
So it is not important how you started, whether you are in Stella Obasanjo's home or whether you are in what's the other home called? The Juvenile Correctional Center, or the circumstances. What is more important is for you to decide that you are going to improve yourself. Because of that, I have brought you computers for your computer library for you to begin to teach yourself. Let me assure you that some of you will become very, very, very great.
To ease transportation challenges facing the orphanage, the governor informed that arrangement has been concluded to give them a bus and other support needed at the center.
In the meantime, Ogun State government has reiterated its commitment to further promote and explore the value chain in agriculture for economic development by encouraging and exposing the youth and young children to the potentials therein. Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Adiola Odedino, stated this while hosting the Nigerian Association of Authors, and that came on courtesy visit with the Young Writers Club of the association in celebration of 2021 Children's Day.
The young ones who are members of the Young Writers Club under the tutelage of the Association of Nigerian Authors visited the office of the Commissioner for Agriculture to celebrate the Children's Day in continuation of their learning towards becoming the future leaders. The Commissioner, who welcomed them with enthusiasm, expressed readiness of the Agriculture Ministry to make agri-business attractive to the young ones.
One of the things we are doing is also to work with Ministry of Education so that we revive Young Farmers Club. We want to have demonstration in school, and we want to have something like this in this school, which are called media center. So we are going to be working with schools for the agri program. We are going to be attaching school agri teachers to Ministry of Agriculture.
The chairman of ANA in Ogun State, Paul Oni, says the association appreciates the achievements of the ministry in taking agriculture to the next level, hence the reason to inspire the young one. Meanwhile, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Adiola, reaffirms government efforts to reduce poverty to the barest minimum by increasing employment opportunities among the youth through potentials in the sector. He stated this while speaking in an event of graduation ceremony of young entrepreneurs in garment industry, where the need for government and other stakeholders to reduce unemployment, especially among the youth, was emphasized.
First of all, we want to support smallholder farmers. Everybody growing crops, we want to support. Two, we want to promote industrialization. Yes, we want industrial linkage to everything we are doing. And we are also interested in job creation. So investors that are coming to Ogun State, they need cotton, and we have encouraged people in Ogun State to grow cotton. So there must be some industrial linkage. People want to use it to develop our state. The thing is government to support whoever that is generating or creating employment anywhere in the world. Government always look for them and support them because they are supposed to be synergy between them and collaboration so that we can take up the unemployment market, drastically.
Government stated that the state will explore all the aspects of comparative advantage in agriculture. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
The urban renewal program of Governor Dapo Abiodun is already yielding positive results as road construction projects across the state, including Okiola Road in Emeko that connects Igbora, the boundary town between Ogun and Oyo State, has commenced. Tokpe Alabi reports that residents are hopeful that the project will put an end to hardship being experienced by road users.
Road construction project on some deplorable roads in Ogun State was approved in December 2020 as part of the implementation of urban renewal project of Governor Dapo Abiodun-led administration to strengthen the level of infrastructure in the state. Okiola Road in Imeko was one of the favored roads, including Molusi College Road, Ijebu-Igbo, Igan Road, Agoiwoye, Iboro, Imashayi, Igan Okoto, Ayetoro Road, and Adodo Ikoga Road in Ogun West Senatorial District. Over the years, this Okiola Road in Imeko is usually characterized by floods during rainy season, and road users had no option than to contend with the attendant hardships.
The main problem then is water that's just going around the environment and even affecting the people in the community. So we even thank our governor for doing this for us.
The road which leads to Oyo River in Igbora in Oyo State is critical to the economic growth of communities along the peninsula.
We have many of our people who farms, their goods are being sold in Oyo State. And before they can move the goods from Imeko down to Oyo State, they have to follow Abeokuta. But with this development, they are not going back to Abeokuta again. They just follow the road.
What they give to the project was 2.4 kilometers, and we are pleading on them that they should just help us down to Oyo boundary, Igbora. So from then, this will boost more economics to our community.
At the moment, clearing, excavation and laying of precast for the drainage are almost complete.
And right now, our concrete work is about 60% completion, and very soon we are going to start with the next phase, the earthworks. So we hope, by God's grace, by the end of next month, we should be able to deliver this project.
While commending government for the step taken, the people of Imeko believes the extension of the ongoing Okiola-Kogo Road in Imeko to Oyo River boundary of Oyo State in Igbora will open up more economic activities and curb nefarious activities of bandits in the region. From Imeko, Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
And you're still on to Channel 12 News, more news after the break. Please stay with us.
NTA Abeokuta, solid as the rock.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. Daj Hemis Gold Medal has been awarded posthumously to 129 peacekeepers who lost their lives in line of duty in 2020 and in the first month of 2021. This was when the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres presided over a virtual ceremony to honor the fallen heroes. Adebola Brookston Sunday reports.
Records show that about 4,000 United Nations peacekeepers have lost their lives in war fronts since 1948. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, while addressing the forum, said the challenges and threats faced by UN peacekeepers are immense, adding that they work hard every day to protect some of the world's most vulnerable while facing the dual threats of violence and a global pandemic.
The focus of this year's Peacekeepers Day is youth, peace and security. In countries where our missions operate, peace cannot be achieved without the active participation of young people. From CAR to DRC to Lebanon, our peacekeepers work with youth to reduce violence and sustain peace, including through disarmament, demobilization, reintegration, and community violence reduction programs.
2 Chinese blue helmets, Chen Shun and Wang Zudong, were among the 129 medal winners.
China has now taken the lead on the very important theme that is safety and security of our peacekeepers. China was instrumental in this theme of safety and security of our peacekeepers.
29th of May every year is the International Day of UN Peacekeepers. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
The United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO, is to construct a 3.5 megawatt power plant at the Obudu Ranch Resort and in different zones of Nigeria to improve upon the electricity needs of the country. The UNIDO Regional Director Jane Bakole stated this at the capacity building workshop on small hydropower development for renewable energy project developers and financial institutions in Nigeria. Paul Abel reports.
Nigeria is blessed with several natural resources and with the availability of water bodies, as well as its location makes it a hub for hydroelectricity generation. This is the reason for the assemblage of these policymakers, renewable energy developers, and other professionals who are brainstorming to build capacity for the implementation of small hydropower projects that will streamline industrial activities towards Nigeria's economic growth.
As a result of great concerns over the capacity of the national grid system to cover the entire country, small hydropower has been identified as a viable alternative even in areas covered by the national grid.
Why should we always lose over 210 billion cubic meters of water annually, fresh water, and sometimes we need to cry about the drought?
We hope that in the coming 4 years, we'll be able to complete a minimum of 3 mini hydro plants in the country.
For the host governor who declared the event open, it is high time Africa arose from a slumber and be self-dependent.
I declare this workshop open with a challenge that after the construction of the Obudu Cattle Ranch 3.5 megawatts power plant, let the next plant be constructed 100% by Nigerian engineers.
There were several presentations by electricity stakeholders which bordered on various aspects of renewable energy ranging from viability, regulation, financing, benefits, rural electrification, among others. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
And moving on, as a part of practical demonstration of its commitment to the Paris Agreement on Global Action on Climate Crisis, Nigeria has submitted its nationally determined construction interim report to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Submitting the report on behalf of the Nigerian government, Minister of Environment Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar stated that Nigeria is making steady progress towards meeting its NDC. The action, he notes, underscores the country's determination to achieving the commitment signed in 2015 to reduce Nigeria's carbon emissions by 20% unconditionally and 45% conditionally with international support by 2030. The submissions made by Nigeria is also to fulfill the requirements for competing in the 2021 National Appropriate Mitigation Action Call for Proposal, which is an opportunity provided by Germany. The Federal Ministry of Environment, Nature, Conservation and Nuclear Safety and others to mobilize finance for climate action across the globe, mainly to finance the mitigation of measures of the NDC. It wraps up Channel 12 News. Thank you for watching. I'm Idarasit Adedoku. Bye for now.